She left it out just a little bit too long. She brought it back a little bit too short, and now she teaches shorthand. Yeah, you might as well go ahead and laugh it up, folks. That's about as good as my jokes are going to get. But remember, if you do like my jokes on this trip, my name is Cliff. If you don't like my jokes, my name is Brandon. Over there to your left-hand side, that big pile of matchsticks over there, that is the new Texas Giant. Still trying to figure out why we keep calling it new. It's been like this for 10 years now, but that's what the sign says. That first drop's about 75 to 80 degrees, almost straight down, followed by several high banked curves, some at over 90 degrees of banking. Top speed of the Giant, 70 miles an hour. It's a little bit faster than what this here train goes, but this train does something pretty spectacular when we reach 88 miles an hour. Over on your right hand side, that big orange thing over there, that is the world's largest land-based oil derrick. Opened in 1969. The original plans called for a restaurant to be up there at the top. Yeah, but they didn't want to go through with that, so it just became a nice little observation tower. You could ride the elevator all the way up to the top. Take a look around the neighborhood, Dallas to the east, Fort Worth to the west, and jump right back on that elevator and bring it all the way back down. Back in 1980, I actually operated the elevator on that tower. It was not the most spectacular job in the park, but it did have its ups and downs. On your left-hand side, this is the Shockwave. Shockwave opened in 1978. The day that it opened, it was the longest, it was the tallest, and it was the fastest double-loop roller coaster in the world. And it held that title for about 28 days. Now then, folks, I want to point out the most spectacular thing you're ever going to see in your life. I don't mean here. I don't mean at any other amusement park. Anywhere you go, you're never going to see anything better than this. It's one of a kind. It is amazing. It is spectacular. You will remember this for the rest of your life. Folks, here it is on your right, the Big Brown Wall. Now, folks, a long time ago, from 1961 until 1967, we had a stagecoach ride here in the park. We had some folks that lived on that ride, and when we got rid of the stagecoach ride, they didn't want to go anywhere, so we moved them over here to the left side of the railroad tracks. So y'all watch over here to your left. As soon as the bushes clear out, you're going to see our ghost town. Yes, that's our ghost town over there, folks. You're going to see some guys playing poker. They've been playing the same hand of poker since 1961 because none of them have the guts to place a bet. Matter of fact, one of them said he was going to pay me back the money that he owed me, but I could see right through him. Did you see the couple dancing in the dead center of the room? Yeah, skeleton humor. No bones about it. It's funny. All right, folks, now then above you and below you, to your left, to your right, these are the tracks of the Runaway Mine Train, built in 1966. Built by the Aero Corporation. It is the world's first mine-themed coaster. It is also the world's first roller coaster to go completely underwater. It is also the world's first tubular steel roller coaster of its kind, meaning having a full train of cars. Back in 1966, 7, and 8, this was the biggest and the baddest roller coaster we had in the park, folks. Too big and too bad for some of our smaller guests and for some of our bigger chickens. So in 1969, we built this little mini mine train ride just for them. All right, folks, we're about to be pulling into Boomtown. Now, Boomtown was not opened initially with the park in 1961. It did not come about until 1963. It did feature 2 new rides to the park. Number 1 was the Carousel. It is the carousel that is at the front gate, but if you look to your right where you see Gunslinger, this is the original location of the carousel. And the other was called the Texas Skyhook. It was another observation type ride, and it was located where the mini mine train is. But as we pull into the depot, you can get off here if you want, or you can stay on if you want, but you can't do both.